I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter.
This is the Family Show!
Greetings and salutations! Welcome back to my, Rebecca's, Top 100 Games of All Time 2018 edition. Hunter is with me for the grand finale, the one you've been waiting for, the Top 10. It is here. It's time. The time is nigh. Nigh, I say. You ready for this? You ready for this action?
Yes.
Can you handle it?
Yes.
You prepared?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I guarantee there will be some shocks.
Oh, dear.
Now, first shock, there is a new game in this. For it to crack my top 10, I'd say that's pretty good because my top 10's pretty entrenched. I mean, like, really my top 15. I've had 2 games crack my top 15 that are new. In this list, in this top 10. The other one. You ready for this? You sure? You look a little shaky there. Yeah, it's right. So, my number 10 was number 13 last year. Moved up a little bit because more plays. Just saying. It's that good. I love it. One of my favorites in the whole wide world by Mr. Stefan Feld. That is Macau. Awesome game. So, what? Snicker-snarking around over here. There's so much going on with this. You got like this little side area. It's got kind of a two-parter board. I seem to like his two-parter boards. I like his boards that have different sections to them. One side is you kind of do like a longest road sort of thing. You're going through and getting these little houses along the way. And then the other part of the board is shipping, and you're going through the shipping lanes and trading in these goods. And to be the first person to trade in the goods, you get more victory points in that area versus like if you're the second person to drop off goods, you get a little bit less victory points. So once again, point-sality, Feld goodness. You're doing several different things at once. Wheeling and dealing, trying to figure out how to maximize your turns. Love this game. I love the way it looks. I love the way it flows. It's just a really great game. And it's, I think it's like part of his magic Euro-y goodness that lasts about, now this says 60 to 100 minutes on here. I'd say for us it's probably a 90-minute game. And it's a 2 to 4 players as always. Just magical.
Okay. Surprised this is top 10. But anyway, so this is my number 25, so I'm in the vicinity of this game.
I love this game.
I'm surprised it's moved up so much. But anyway, so yeah, my favorite part of the game that you didn't even mention is the way your actions work. So basically, you're going to be drafting cubes, and if you get a large number of cubes, it's going to happen later in the game. So let's say, for example, you take 6 cubes, it's going to happen 6 turns from now. If you take 1 cube, you're going to get it next turn, but it's only one cube. So basically, I like maximizing and having like a massive turn at some point towards the middle end.
But you still want to plan enough that you're getting something every turn
right.
too. So there's a really weird balance with that, right? Because you have to juggle a little bit, or else you're going to end up with just a desert of a turn somewhere where you don't get to do anything.
True. But it's a cool mechanism.
It's a good balance.
Interesting.
That's true. That is really fun. I do like that about it too.
Interesting. This moved up for me too, but not top 10.
It's just that good.
Yeah.
Macau.
It's out of print, but like one last comment. Sorry, you're about to move on.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I'm predicting that there will be
more.
a 10th anniversary edition this year.
Ooh.
I'm calling it here. I was the first one to call it. 10th anniversary edition. It's not announced yet. I'm just making that up. But all the old Felds they've been doing. Of course, this is Rio Grande. Oh, it is Aaliyah. So Aaliyah. Ravensburger's been doing 10th anniversary edition of the Feld game, so I don't know if they have the rights. Oh, it does have Ravensburger on the back. So I'm predicting
10th anniversary
of Macau.
Look for this game.
That's my prediction. Again, I don't think it's been announced yet.
And once again, it's a great Euro game with the dude with attitude on the front too. I never really looked at it before. This guy, this is his not amused face. I am not amused.
He has a boat though.
He doesn't. I am not amused. My boat is not cool. I don't know what that face is. What is that face? That's
like, I've got all these goods and you can't have them.
Oh, is that smug face?
Smug face.
It's smug face. Nothing says Euro like smug
All right,
face.
I approve. A little overrated, but I approve.
Oh, man. Well, then you're probably not going to like my next one. It was number 14. It's an even bigger jump. It's now number 9. Why? Because there were some awesome expansions to this game. Some kind of meh, but some really good ones that have made the play really fun. More fun than before. And I like to keep playing it. And it is all the hypeness that is Terraforming Mars. Okay. If you haven't heard about this game, this is mostly Euro. It's got a little bit of attacky parts to it, potentially, depending on if they come up or not. But you have this engine builder, and you're building up, and you're terraforming the planet. You're trying to raise the oxygen levels and the temperature of the planet to make it livable. And you've got all these, you can get different corporations, so you've got these asymmetrical abilities. And I love the fact that you take those corporations, you use your special abilities to build and tweak. You might be really good at building cities. You might be really good at building the oceans, or you might be really good at terraforming up the little forest plants and things. Green things. I don't know why language escaped me just then, but just terraforming in general. Developing those things. There's different bonuses and cards that play off of each other in different combinations that might play really well with your corporation's abilities. This and that. This is all about building up your engine to the best and most efficient manner possible, getting those victory points, churning those out. You can set it up so that you win these extra awards, basically victory points for certain things to having the most cities or this and that. But you have to set aside the money to buy those victory points later in the game. There's just so much going on with it. I love drafting of cards. Thank you. Card drafting. These things. Oh, man. So, I like the way you draft cards. There's so many good things with it. The expansions, for the most part, really have loved those. I think it was the last one we were kind of...
Yeah, the colonies was...
We were kind of mad on the colonies.
Well, since you mentioned it, I'll jump in.
Okay, yes.
That was my one comment. I think this game has reached critical mass.
Yes, I agree.
On expansions,
I agree.
There's too many.
Yeah, it's getting bloated.
It's reached to the point where we're going no moss.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. I mean, it's good. It's solid. It's at that point now where it's like, I don't want to add to it, honestly. Yeah. There's so much going on with it. And it's added a lot of great cards to the point now where you're not going to see those same sets of cards coming over and over because you've got so much just replayability with it. So you can pick and choose your expansions, see which ones you like and you're interested in if you even want to. The base game's pretty amazing too. But if you tend to play it a lot, you'll probably want to get an expansion at some point. Really, really awesome game. The only thing I would say about it that makes it less of an amazing game is I would not want to play this with more than 3 people, ever. It tends to really start to drag after that third person. And really, we find the 2-player to be our favorite count.
Yep.
Because it seems to go pretty quickly. And I think they hit it out of the park with this. But again, like Hunter said too, they're starting to reach that bloat stage with all the crazy expansions. But, good game.
This is my 29. You've always liked it more than I have.
I always have. The space theme, of course, I like the fact that it's fairly realistic too. I mean, they did the research. They tried a few things like, clearly you're not going to be able to have plants growing on this planet if there's no air. So you need to build up the oxygen to a certain point before that stuff starts to grow. The ocean levels have to be a certain temperature before the fish are going to live. I like that they did those little tweaks and things like that. It's pretty fun. So, this is interesting. This was my number 8 last year, except I'm replacing it because before it was the 3rd version. And somehow, by some magical formula, poof, the 4th version landed in the exact same spot. And if you don't know what it is by now, you probably haven't watched the show before, and that's okay. You'll learn about me quick enough here. Twilight Imperium, 4th edition. Oh my goodness. I went ahead. I'm not going to put 2 versions of the same game on here because that just seems silly to me. So I just put the 4th edition on because it's the newest. And wow. Yes, it's still my number 8. Tried and true. The 4th version has streamlined some things to kind of cut on some of the dead time. and also to keep the progress moving forward. They shifted, like, for example, we're not voting on laws every single turn from the get-go. They kind of wait until a certain point in the game, and then they start kicking those in. So it cuts out some of that dead time. I'm trying to think of some other... there's some other little tweaks and things like that that made it more efficient. Otherwise, the game itself kept all of those things that you love best about the 3rd edition. I think they did a fantastic job with this. I love all of the different races. They're all asymmetrical. Everyone's got their own specialized abilities. You spend so much time with conquest and research, and again, later on, passing laws and doing all these political maneuverings, trading with other peoples, exploration. Epic game that takes hours. This is a day investment. And I mean day, I'm talking 8 hours of gloriousness. But what I like best about this is very rarely is there actually any dead time. I think the only time it may have some dead time is if there's a combat and you're not involved. The rest of the time, you really want to watch everything that everyone's doing, because with every action, there's usually a lesser action that everyone else also gets to do. Plus, I need to watch and see what Sneaky Hunter's doing, because he might be building weapons or doing something with his tech tree.
You're calling me sneaky.
Yes, I totally am. Totally calling you sneaky.
I'm just a lowly merchant. I'll withhold my comment until the end.
Oh, I can't wait for this. This is great. And yeah, it's just, again, this is the stuff the stories are made of. We always have a story coming away from every game. There's always that epic moment of betrayal or victory, or epic moment where everyone starts arguing about something, or there's so much great stuff going on in this game. And it's space themed, and if you haven't figured it out by now, that's my favorite theme, period, in board games and books and most everything. So, awesome game. But if you don't like long games, this is not your game. Just saying. We usually play with the full or close to full player count. I'm pretty sure we come close to it.
We usually play 6. 5 or 6.
It goes 3 to 6 players. So yeah, we usually play with the maximum player count or close to it, and it is a good 8 hours game.
Because we play it so infrequently, we always have to refresh the rules and get everyone up to speed again.
We do, and we usually have a new player or two with us each time we play. So yeah, I mean, there's time because you have to teach so much. But the nice thing is some of it you can teach along the way too, because the turns have a special rhythm to them. You know, at the beginning of the turn we do this, and then there's like these different phases throughout the round. So once you kind of guide through that and how that's structured and everything, you can kind of play as you go and figure it out. But really amazing game. Okay, I can't wait. You have a story. You are bursting with a story, so tell us the story.
There I was. So Rebecca complains all the time that I never work with her. I never do anything with her in games. I always work with other people.
He does.
Or I go against her or whatever.
Yep, he does.
So this one time I laid out the olive branch and said, hey, you do me a favor, I'll do you an awesome favor. And she's like, that sounds awesome, sweetie. And she totally betrayed me. So, the lesson I learned was I was making the right choice all along.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. There's a reason I did that. Because you always betray me.
No, I never betray you. I just don't work with you.
You don't ally with me either.
There's a difference.
He's like, no, I'm not going to trade with you. I'm not going to help you. Nope. And then it was convenient for him to ally with me. Interesting, right? So what did I do? What he deserved. It's called karma.
All right.
Karma.
So this is my number 2, and I like it more than she does because it has dice and attackiness, which probably pushes it down your list.
Depends on my mood. Depends on my mood, yeah. Because I'm not always in the mood for attacking, but I like every other bit of it. So it's your number 2, huh?
It is my number 2.
Look at that. See, that's a good game right there.
Huh.
All right. My number 7 leaped up. It was my number 24. And the more I play it, the more I fall in love with this game. And I am a sucker for good artwork, and this is one of the prettiest games we own, period. And I love the way this game plays. I love the mechanism. I love the way the different combination of mechanisms work in this game. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It is the beautiful Yamatai. It's so pretty. I love this game. I love the art. So you're going around and you have all these different little islands, and you've got different colored boats. how you choose your turns. I love that about that. You've got all these different like numbered little tiles, and you kind of like bid for these pieces, and as you get them, like you want to go first, okay, it has kind of an okay action on it you get to do. You want to go last, it's got an amazing action, but you're going to go last. You're kind of like paying for the fact that you got to go do this action or whatever. And I love that. And then it sets whatever action you chose, it gives you the number, and that's the turn order for the next round. I just love the way that cycles through. I like the fact that you're trading for all these different colored boats. The little colors do different actions, but then you also have to lay out this pattern of the colored boats around these islands to get special things and victory points, of course. Or you can also go to these islands and get goods off the islands. Another way to do set collection, which gives you victory points. Ah, it's such a pretty game. I love this game. Let me show you. I gotta show you the colors. 5 Tribes. It's like the same kind of color scheme as 5 Tribes, but it's got the pretty like Eastern art and the ocean, like the Pacific Ocean. I know, don't look at the box. It's been vertically stored, and it shouldn't be. Okay. So right now it's pretty. It's not super crazy or anything. It's really pretty though. It's a little set of islands and stuff. It's real pretty. But then you can see hopefully you can see the colors and stuff. It's just really bright, beautiful. The artwork's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All of the pieces, you can see all the little temples and things. They're bright orange. I like orange anyway. Bright red. This crazy teal color. The little boats are all real bright colors. You got green and brown and black and yellow and red. Bright, bright, bright colored boats. I don't know if you can see those. There you can kind of see the colors. Just gorgeous game. Gorgeous game. Some of the islands will have mountains and things, and as they're a little more difficult to get, but then you get points, and then you get like little fans that are the favor token things. You get extra points and stuff at the end of the game for those. Then there's also kind of like 5 Tribes. There's certain cards you can get that give you special abilities that you get to do. And on each of those, of course, again, look at the gorgeous art. It's so pretty. I love all these colors. The way they drew these, they're just really cool. Look at that. Lovely. So, I just love playing this. I think it's really a smooth playing game. Beautiful game. It plays elegantly. All the above. Love, love, love. Love all the special abilities. Good job, Bruno and Mark. Because it's Katala and Paquian. I'm sure I just butchered that poor guy's name. So pretty. And this is like your 277th game, right?
No, it made my list.
What?
Won't make my list next year, but it made my list.
Wow.
92. So what game was before this one?
The game before this one, Twilight Imperium.
What game is this?
Yamatai. Your problem, sir? That's what I thought. This game's almost as bright as his shirt. Yeah. Yeah, wow. You have nothing. This game is awesome. It's not heavy enough for Hunter to like.
It's a good game, but
it's a good game. I love it. I would play this all the time.
What number is it again?
I believe I said 7, didn't I? Yes, I did.
Oh, jeez.
2 to 4 players. It says 40 to 80 minutes. For us, it's probably 45 minutes to an hour. Perfecto. Gorgeous. Love it. Would play it over and over. All the time.
Wow. Wow.
You're shocked by that one. I think you're going to be shocked by this one even more.
Wow. All right.
You prepared?
I'm brace myself here.
You might want to brace yourself for this one.
All right.
You ready for this? Do you remember what my top 3 were last year? Roughly.
I roughly know what your top 3 was last year.
Okay. This was my number 1 last year. My number 6. It's dropped to number 6. It's War of the Ring. Oh, we lost him. I predicted this. May have to pause for some technical difficulties. Yes. Be shocked, people. I just don't get it. It's been punished a little bit. It's so hard to get to the table because it takes so long to play, and the setup is a beast. Yes, it's a fantastic experience, and yes, it's amazing, but I've found that I'm pulling more and more games out that I'm able to set up and play more frequently. You got a little bit punished. I still love this game a lot. And the theme, absolutely amazing. Probably my favorite theme, period. But, sorry, babe. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to come back after that. Oh, he's back. You build up. You ready to talk now? So, this is a 2-player game. They say 2 to 4 players. Whatever. It's a 2-player game. You can be the evil hordes of Sauron, or you can be the good folk of Middle-earth, the goodly folk, fighting against evil and injustice. And you'll have the band. You got to get everybody all riled up for war. I say because you can pick one or you do both. You have the Fellowship, and they need to race towards the Mount Doom to drop the ring in and end the game. So you can win by battle, or you can win by dropping the ring in. Bad guys, they just have to win by taking over enough of your land or killing you all off. So, it's an epic, epic finish every time we play. And it's reliving the book. It's pretty awesome. Go ahead. Isn't this your number 1?
This is the best game that has ever been made.
Oh.
You deserve that.
Huh.
War of the Ring. Tolkien's rolling over in his grave right now.
Is he? Because of a board game?
Yes. Epic betrayal! You know, I thought I used to know her. Now I'm not so sure. We were number 1 game twinsies.
Wow, really?
And I've been betrayed. Remember that Twilight Imperium betrayal? That is now a distant second to this betrayal. Every game after that she does, I'm just going to shake my head.
Oh, is that so?
Just going to shake my head.
Oh my gosh.
I'm done. I've said enough.
Oh, has he? We'll see about
Best
that.
game ever made. Right here.
The 6th best game.
No. 6. All right. Let's hear what your number 5 is. I'm waiting to be impressed.
Oh, man.
Wow. And from Yamatai. So, Yamatai is sandwiched between Twilight Imperium 4th Edition and War of the Ring, the 2 best games ever made. And Yamatai?
That tells you how good that game is. You should check it out.
Go ahead, number 5. Let's hear it.
All right, my number 5 was my number 10 last year. And it's the second best of the... Don't even make that face. Don't even make that face. I love me some Star Trek. This is my other favorite, genre. Space and Tolkien. What can I say? And Star Trek is, awesome. This is... We've told you before, if you hadn't heard it before, this is like a panned back view of the Star Trek universe. You can be any of the big races. You can be the Federation, the Klingons, the Romulans. We have Ferengi now, don't we? And the Cardassians.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just awesome. And what I love most about this game in particular is not only are they asymmetrical, of course, they're kind of tuned into the races, their abilities match up with the Star Trek universe. But as you go and explore a planet, you make these warp tunnels, and until you connect it to another planet, it's kind of fluid. You can move that around, so you're shaping the galaxy as you go, and I love that because you could end up with a really tight configuration of planets really close by, or you may have this sprawling galaxy that takes up the entire table. Each time it's completely different, and it depends on where everybody's at and where they started on. I love that about it. And you can go through and you're getting all these different ascendancy points. You're trying to get that before everybody else. So it's kind of a race by doing these different achievements or finishing missions, this and that. Winning battles and things like that will also get you towards those points. Super fun. And if you enjoy Star Trek, you'll like all of the little details that they put in just for those awesome Star Trek fans. Go ahead.
It's a really great game.
Oh, wow, he said something.
It's my number 7. It's my number 7.
Oh, you're number 7, really?
Not better than War of the Ring, but it's a great game. Star Trek Ascendancy, yes, it's a good one. I like it. I'm looking forward to the Vulcans are coming out next year, or this year supposedly, and what was the other one? Was it the Orions, maybe? Anyway.
Really?
Anyway, I think. I could be wrong with those two. I know Vulcans, I don't know what the other.
Oh my gosh, the Vulcans are
anyway,
big.
It's been coming for a while. I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know, but as soon as they come out, that's mine. That's my race. That's my race.
Good game.
Mine.
I can't fault you too much.
Yeah.
Maybe the order of presenting them.
Oh, man. Poor baby. All right, well, my number 4 is my new game to the list this year. And I don't think you're going to fault me for this one either too much.
Well, I'll fault the order of it, probably.
So, it's brand spanking new. As soon as we played this, Hunter and I kind of looked at each other and were like, wow, I really like this game. And I was a little hesitant at first because they told us it's got time travel in it. And I'm like, most board games don't pull off time travel. Really? But this game has a nice... It's not the central thing in the game. It's just something you can do with it. That's Anachrony. This game was like my surprise game. It just... it's worker placement, okay? And you're going around and you're trying to build up so you can get off this planet before the world ends, basically. But as you're building up these resources and stuff, you can also travel in time and get resources from the future. But thing is, in the future, they have to remember to send these things back to you, or heavy penalties will happen because you jacked up the timeline. You don't want to mess up the timeline because that would be bad. So you can do that, or you can skip doing that. You actually don't have to travel in time. It's just a great way to get some quick perks as long as you're paying attention to your future timeline. And I just love the worker placement. Some of the places that you have to go and work, though, are outside of your nice little dome or bubble, whatever you want to call it, and you need to work outside in a very fierce, hostile environment on the planet, so you need to have suits. So you have to fire up, you have to plan ahead and activate these mechs that you're going to put your guys in before you can go and work outside on the surface of the planet. So you also have to plan ahead with those. You've got to plan ahead with your resources. You've got to plan ahead and how many people and the types, because there are different types. There's just like a scientist guy and an engineer kind of guy. Different people do different jobs. Some of them you can overlap, but some of them you can't. You need that specific person for that specific job. So you've got to plan all these things out. And of course, it's worker placement, so he might beat me to that job. I might not get to go out on the surface and do that because he already took the spot with his mech. So you have to have backup plans and hope that you don't waste your resources powering up all these mechs. So you got to kind of plan ahead. Okay, what if this doesn't happen? Am I wasting these resources? I just love the balance of this game. And all again, you know, you're trying to tick, tick, tick. The clock is ticking on the end of the world. You want to make sure that you get everything and all your objectives accomplished so that you can get off the planet. So much fun. And you know, worker placement is really, it's probably my favorite mechanism. I absolutely adore it. And I love what they did with Anachrony. And it's an extra thing, but I love the little mechs. I love the little minis that they have, even though you're only putting your little silly, cheesy little piece in there and stuff. I love how it plays with the theme. So, you look sad. Why are you?
It's like my best friend died.
Oh my gosh!
All right, so Anachrony. It is it is my favorite worker placement game. True worker placement game. Sorry, that's higher up, but that's pseudo, not really worker placement. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite true worker placement game for all the reasons she said. I just like the tightness of the game, even with 2 players. Mm-hmm. The whole planning ahead. The whole in this game, even more so than a lot of worker placement games. You have to really think about what your opponent's going to do and predict what they're going to do, because you're spending resources, like she said, to power up those suits, and if you don't get to go to those places you want to go, you're wasting those resources. It's almost like you're paying to use those workers, and if you don't get to use them all, then that money's wasted, and resources are really tight. So tight you have to ask the future to send you resources.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a great game. I like it. It rocketed to the my top 10 as well. Awesome game. I think it's a little under the radar, maybe.
I kind of get that feeling too. I don't know if people think it's heavier than it is, or if it's just like...
It's not super light either.
It's not light, but it's just that... I mean, can you tell what this is?
It looks like a massive space game or something.
Yeah, it almost does look like a 4X game or something, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have... I don't know. And the back is not all that revealing either. I mean, they show the board and stuff, but... Again, talky bits that no one reads. Like you say a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they show the characters, which have nothing really to do... I don't know. It's interesting.
The characters are a little different.
Well, they are. They're asymmetrical, and they do point that out there. That's true. They do show some of the components, which are really cool. The different resource cubes and stuff are cool looking. Yeah, you want to show them off? But yeah, I think the box is misleading. And the idea that it's about 30 minutes a player, I think, is pretty accurate.
Like what you want to show is under all of this.
Probably. We got the insert because we both fell in love with it so much. So, the little mech guys, not so little mech guys. Here's one of them. There's different types.
This is an expansion. It doesn't come in the base game.
Yeah, but you just put your little person, the cardboard shit right in there, and he's like, doo, walks around on the surface. Let me pick out another one if it'll let me.
Some of them don't come out.
Some of them don't come out. Aha! Okay, these are two very different looking ones. The different factions have unique little mechs. And this is a cool expansion. If you really love this game, as you can see, look at that guy. He's pretty cool. They all have different little pieces. They went all out when they went crazy with the minis, and I absolutely adored that about them. You're better at putting this.
You're never going to get this back in.
Probably not. This has to be in enough it's out of the way.
Well, you have to supposed to slide it down.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I think I found the resources. Watch me not be able to open this. Look at it. Nope, that's not it. Darn it. I'm like, hey, look, cardboard board. That's not it. They have cute little cubes and stuff. I don't want to take the whole game apart and show you, but it's so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh well, someday. But anyway, they have the little like water droplets. They're actually tear-shaped little blue crystal-y looking pieces. They're real pretty. The pieces for this are very pretty.
Yeah, they're buried.
Yeah, they're buried. Sorry, guys. We don't want to do a 5-minute unboxing of the game. But it's a very cool game. With the insert, it becomes a heavy, heavy game. Physically heavy. But, oh, man. Yeah, another game that I wouldn't mind playing all the time. Anachrony.
Not as good as Wolverine.
Oh, my gosh. Some people. All right. My number 3 was my number 3 last year. What? It has stayed the same great awesomeness that it is. And that is, again, another lovely Star Trek game that I like a little bit more than the other one. And that is Fleet Captains. This is like the zoomed in look at Star Trek universe, okay? You're going to be flying with actual Federation ships that are named, and you're going to have those Klingon ships that are named, and the Romulan ships that are named, and you're going to play with different characters. You can have Spock and Picard on the same ship, and they've all got their own unique abilities. The incident cards are different episodes from the Star Trek universe. You're going to recognize them. If you're a Trekkie and you've seen those episodes, you're going to recognize so many things about this game. I absolutely love it. The playtime on this can vary depending on if you want to do a quick game or a longer game, and that's something else I really like about this. You can adjust the time you want to play this game. We usually pick something that's somewhere an hour, hour and a half long. Again, this game looks like it's this beast of a game, but you can play it in an hour if you already know how to play. And you just make the galaxy as big or as little as you want, and that basically sets the game for you. The only thing that I don't... Let me show you. I love this game. Oh my gosh. The box is very noisy. I know, don't look at this too closely because all these fell apart. The only thing I'm not crazy about are actually these. The discs that we use to explore. The little hexes are very thin. And I do worry, as much as we play with them, that they may fray and start to die. But so far, they're holding out pretty well. But the art's on them pretty cool. They have different, like, Class 2 Nebula and Class M planet, Class L planet, stars, and this and that. The mission decks, that you've got secret objectives that you have to do. Then, of course, what most people like to look at are the ships themselves. These are HeroClix version, and so you've got the little ship on here and a sturdy little thing, and then on the bottom It's got little clicky stats along the bottom of this. So as you get hit or something, you can actually show that you're damaged on the ship. So you're not constantly... People don't have to ask you all the time. They can just pick up your ship and look at it. And I do like that about it, because it keeps track of all of your stats right here. And you don't have to be writing anything down or making adjustments. It's pretty cool. I enjoy that a lot. And, oh my gosh, the variability of play, it's always going to be different. You're always pulling different incidents. When you go and investigate a planet, you roll and you may or may not even have anything happen. You may not even have an event. It just depends. The different missions that you can get, there's different things, like a secret mission. You don't show anybody this mission until you accomplish it. Take control of a location with an outpost that was built by your opponent. Some of them are very specific like that. Others will say things like, go and explore 6 new regions. They have to be like touching each other or something like that. Some of them are pretty generic. Some of them are really specific. Some of them are secret. Some of them are not. Some of them are easier to do than others. Like the Federation's really good at doing the exploration ones. Klingon ones are much better at doing the attacking, and it just depends. The base game itself comes with just the Klingons and the Federation, but we also have the Romulans and... Dominion, yes. And are they coming out with any others? That's pretty much it, isn't it?
I think the game's done.
Yeah, I was going to say. And it's... Why mess with a good thing? Just saying. So... I know you love Fleet Captains, too.
Yep, so my number 5, it's consistently been in my top 10 since we first got it.
Yep.
5885. So,
wow.
So, yeah, I love it. It's a great game. It's my favorite version of Star Trek. A lot of people, for whatever reason, poo-poo it because of the components and...
Which, I mean, I can kind of get that.
Some people actually don't like the breaking canon or whatever you want to call it by having
mixing the different
all the different shows are mixed together. So you have the original series, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, everything's all kind of just shuffled up together. So I think it's fun though. It's like your fantasy. It's like your Star Trek fantasy draft.
It is your fantasy draft. You're like, all the heavy
hitters. I got
hitters.
Data and Spock and Picard on my ship.
That's just undefeatable. Can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, but then you can have General Kane with the Klingons and just, man, put them in the flagship and just blow everybody out of the sky. It's amazing. I love the fact, too, that to set up the game, you've got like 12 different mini decks to choose from, and you're going to mix together, what is it, 3, I believe? 3 or 4?
I think it's 4.
Yeah, you pick 4 different decks out of the 12, and you kind of customize, make your own deck that you're going to be shuffling through and trying to get different abilities in people. So you get to decide, okay, do I want to do one that's more defensive? Do I want to do one that's more offensive? Do I want to do a combination? Do I want to seek exploration? Do I want, it's just, I love it. That part of the game, I mean, it does slow down the setup at the beginning because you're going through and choosing, but I think that's part of the fun, honestly. So, really fun game. Is it in print? I think it's out of print now,
I think you can
right?
get it, maybe. I think, maybe. I don't know.
But, if nothing else, find somebody or a convention that has it and play it. It's so much fun. And if you're a Star Trek player, shame on you if you haven't played this yet. So, very cool. All right. We've arrived at my number 2, which happens to be the best Feld game ever. It was my number 4 last year. But with more plays, it just keeps getting better. 'Tis my favorite Feld. My BFF, as you will. Best favorite Feld. I like it. Trajan. What? Don't...
BFF.
I love Trajan. So much. Okay, I'm a nerd. I get it. It's got a Roman theme. And it's kind of cool because it's like Trajan's juggling all these different things going on in the Empire. Totally like that. It's pretty cool. And then this is Feld Maximus. Right here we've got all these different mini games, point salad things going on. And each one of those, there's one that's like area control. There's one where it's like kind of a set collection thing. There's one where you're like trying to build like a contiguous, like almost like a longest road sort of thing with the resource guys. You're trying to get votes in the Senate, so you're raising your approval rating. There's all the different things going on. So good. And it's Feld, so you've got these really tight turns and the rounds where you have to make all these decisions and streamline the best that you can because people are either going to snipe your places where you want to go or they're going to build a more efficient engine than you and beat you at your own game, so to speak. And it's just, oh, they recently started printing this again. I know it's out in print.
Yes.
And I think it almost looks identical, right?
The only thing that changed was the box. And it's like white.
It's
now.
white and
it's white
same
with
guy.
like Roman
same
letters.
Guy. I thought it has the same guy.
Same guy, but it's white. But the background's not solid. It's got like Roman lettering and stuff or something in the background.
Ah, it's white.
Yeah.
And then Trajan's there again. But yeah, it's awesome. This isn't one of those where I'm like, wow, what a looker or anything like that. But it does have... Feld usually puts some color into his games, and it does. It has some colors and stuff. I was trying to look
What are you looking for?
The board. Just to show you how busy...
Player board or the...
Yes to all. Because, okay, the player board's here. I'm just going to take this out. It's my number 2. I got to show it off. So, your player board is right here, okay? And it's got a lot of stuff going on there. Once again, this has a thing with cubes and movement and stuff and your abilities. You kind of do a Mancala thing, and you pick up your cubes, and you place it out, and then wherever you land. Say you land here. Well, however many cubes are there is like what you're going to be doing.
No, this decides your action here.
Your action, well, your type of action's here.
But then
the color
decides whether you get a bonus thing.
Yeah, and you have to set patterns and stuff. There's going to be cards that you can put at these different Roman numerals. And then if you match the pattern, the cube pattern here with the cube pattern on the card, you can get that card, and it does all sorts of superpower coolness, or gives you free things, or whatever. At the end of each round, the people want something. They either want bread, or circuses, or fire. I don't know. But you have to have those things.
So thematic.
Hush you. The people are needy, okay? They like free stuff.
They are needy.
It's very thematic, actually. The Romans were very much like that. But yeah, so there's all this good stuff going on. This is just your player mat. So you're juggling all of this while Hunter's going to show you the board here. And here's mini game madness.
Mini game madness.
That's what I want to call it. Because like you said, I think you described it best when you said there's a lot of mini games going on. A little bit of a glare, maybe hard to see. Like up into the top here.
I think I need to go maybe like...
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you can see it. The top here is the maps, and so you travel around, and where these squares are, there's things that if you're the first one there, you get to pick those up. There's victory points for controlling each of these areas. Some are more than others. Then over here, you have different tiles that you can pick up. Over here is boats for doing trading. You get set collection and things for that. There's a bunch of tiles over here that you can get that'll give you bonuses and things that you put on your player board. And then there's a bunch of other things here as bonuses that as you're the first in line, you get some tricked up things. Victory points. There's also a neat thing here based on your player count. You might see this one's 2-player. This little track here is for 3-player, and this one's for 4-player. As you rotate around, things that you do cost a certain number of I guess you'd say time, for lack of a better thing. But as they cost more of those points, that's however many times you move around on this, so how many little cubes you're moving. You count this, and as you do a lap, that's giving you a round or a year. So it's, again, I just give you like the closest thing to a synopsis of this game as you can without actually learning all the rules, because there's a lot going on in the game. And I like it because it is heavy. I like it because of the theme. I like all the different puzzling out of what should I focus on this time. Or as I watch, you also need to react to your opponent. Oh, Hunter's going crazy, taking over a bunch of regions on the map again. Well, you can do some runaway points if you dominate any one of those little, as I said, mini games. You want to kind of keep a good balance, at least against your opponents in those games. Just a lot of good stuff going on in this. So if you like stuff on Feld, or you like heavier games, you like to do those puzzles and balance that out, this is gold. Pure gold. Gold, I say.
So it's my number 18. You've always liked this more than me, but it's it's great. One of the best Felds. This is actually probably, this and Castles of Burgundy is a lot of people's favorite Feld game. So
nice.
You're right there with the masses.
Y'all have good taste.
Some people break out from the pack.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
With Oracle of Delphi is the best Feld game.
That's like the 3rd or 4th best
Feld game. All right.
All right, those of you that super fans that already watch this all the time, I know you know. I know you know. You know. This was my number 2 last year. The reigning champ. It was number 1 the year before that, I believe. It's back, baby. And that is Middie Culture. That happens to be in a Tuscany box. Middie Culture. Favorite mechanism? Worker placement. This game. Oh, now you have to get the equivalent of what this is. You need to get Viticulture Essentials and Tuscany Essentials. I don't know why they over confused this, but once upon a time it was just Viticulture and Tuscany, and it was a happy, glorious thing. And now you have to... It's whatever. Don't worry about the names. Just go get them. They're wonderful. The reason I say get both, this is one of the few times that... Oh, man. The expansion just opened up this game. I don't even know how to explain it any better than that. Viticulture by itself is awesome. We loved this game. In fact, I think we had it, a year probably or so before we even...
Almost 2 years.
Before we even decided to get the expansion. We were really hesitant because we loved the game so much. But it sets it up so you kind of do it's almost like 2 seasons at a time. So you do 2 different events per year. Tuscany, or Tuscany Essentials, whatever, turns it into 4 distinct seasons. You're planning your worker placement for 4 now instead of 2. And it's neat because it opened up more cards, more abilities. There's more planning involved. And then, of course, with the other style expansions, there's like all of these specialty little workers that you can do. Some of them let you go ahead a season or go back a season, do all these different things. I really enjoy all the different unique meeples in this game, the different abilities. We always play with the mamas and the papas, where you start out with a very unique ability. There's like the cheese making, and there's, of course, the wine making. I don't even remember all the different things. The mafias, we like the mafias. Oh my gosh, there's so many different things. There's the extra properties, the patronage. We don't do as much with those. There's all the extra cards they brought into this. Just mix it up. I just really like it. And it's fun because they call them legacy style expansions. They're just modular things that you can pick and choose what you play with. And we've really enjoyed all of them. It took quite a while to play through all of them because we liked them. We'd keep repeating the ones we really enjoyed, and then we'd finally branch out and try another one. So much fun. And it changes it up so it's not the same game every time you play. It's not getting old. It's not getting boring. It still feels fresh every time we play it, and I really love it. Hunter usually destroys me at it, but I still really love it. I don't know how you do it. I'll start out pretty strong. I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, and all of a sudden Hunter's like, blam, 10 victory points. And I'm like, what just happened? How? What? I don't know how you do it. It's amazing. You have like this magical touch to
Yeah, don't kiss
destroy.
up. You're not going to make up for
Oh my gosh, I'm not kissing up. It's proof. This game right here is proof positive that I don't care about winning a game. It's my number 1 game, and I rarely win this game. So, what now? I just want to hear.
So, Middie Culture is an amazing game. It was my number 1 game in 2015. Mm-hmm. But, thing to note, 2015 was 4 years ago.
Your point, sir? Your point, sir?
It is creeping down.
Oh, no, it is not. Oh.
So, this is an amazing game. This is actually, if I was telling someone that's looking to branch out to like a midweight game, this would be the first one on my list.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's a great game. Honestly, yeah. It's a really great game. It's just for 2 reasons. We've played this game a lot.
Not enough.
And I'm looking for... I like new experiences. So, this is just going to... I think this is just kind of slowly going to creep down my list.
I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
It's a great game. It's my number 13. It was my number 1 in 2015. It was my number 3 in 2016. It was my number 7 in 2017. And my number 13 last year.
It's not even in your top 10 anymore?
It's not
What's
in
wrong
my
with
top
you?
10 because there's better games out there.
Oh, no, there's not. Something wrong with him. I'll get him into therapy. It's okay, guys. It'll be all right.
It is a really amazing game. If you like worker placement games and you have not played this yet,
this game.
If you like midweight Euro games and you haven't played this game, you need to play. Don't let the
exciting world of winemaking.
The world. What's it called?
Expand the world of viticulture.
It says the.
No! It said it on the original game.
It says the epic game. No, it says the
exciting game of wine. Enter the world of winemaking or something like that. It sounded really boring.
Was so crazy. But yeah, so it's the theme seems boring, but it's very the mechanisms. What you're doing, it kind of has a nice little flow to it. It all makes sense. You basically build the vines, you make grapes, you basically age the grapes, you create the wine, you age the wine. It's just got this nice smooth flow to it.
Until somebody takes your spot and all your plans are foiled.
But that said, she said jump right into the expansion. Definitely just get Viticulture Essentials, try it out, and if you like it and you've played it several times and you really want more, then jump into Tuscany. But it is I wouldn't say it's two different games, but it's very... Viticulture itself is much, in my opinion, not much, but it's a lighter and easier to learn game than if you bring Tuscany in. Because that board, like she said, expands your choices.
It really does double your choices.
Expands the complexity a little bit. It's got all sorts of things. And then if you start throwing in modules in, you're adding even more layers on top of that, which is great if you're looking to build on that game. But
don't jump into the entire thing. I'm with you. I would get or if you know you play heavier games, get it all, but start with just the base game, then add it. It's just like it's like chopping into an onion. So many layers of delight. Look at this delight. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It is. It's awesome. But no, I like what you said is adding it a little bit at a time. And they even tell you with the legacy style expansions to add like a certain ones at a time.
Yeah, the way you do it is you play once and the winner picks the next thing to add to the game.
That's a fun way to do it. You don't really need to do it that way, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. It's neat. And you get to try them all out that way. So, such a good game. I kind of want to just play it right now. I'm not going to lie. If I have the time, I will never, ever, ever turn down a game of this, especially since somebody's looking for new experiences and doesn't want to play awesome, amazing games.
We play this game quite a bit.
We used to play it quite a bit. It's time to replay it again.
Again for the first time.
Yes. Because every time it's fresh and new.
Oh, I don't know about
different modules. It's so good. But yes, okay. So, that's it. We're done. We've reached the pinnacle of greatness. Right here. Yes.
You reached the pinnacle about...
Oh, man. Don't even... Oh, such a troll. What are you doing? But that's it. You guys made it. You were there from the very beginning and now all the way through 100 games. It's crazy.
All right. So, that was amazing. It was awesome. But... if you want a little bit more, next Tuesday, 1 week from the first showing, the going up of this video,
the 1 week from it's going to post tomorrow, which is January 26th.
Today's January 26th. Come on,
27th.
You're breaking the wall here.
27th.
So 1 week from the publishing of this video, we're going to have a live after party where I tell Rebecca all the amazing games that she did not put on her list. And then she'll give you some facts and figures and fun stuff as well.
And I might even talk about those that didn't quite make the cut.
Yeah. I think everybody needs to talk more about War of the Rings.
Oh, you think you need to talk more about War of the
Rings. So, stay tuned for that. I'll let you exit us.
So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It was awesome. And we'll see you next time.